Hello, Imaginers. It's Kyla Martin coaching you to the career and life that you imagined. And in this episode, I want to talk to you about what I call pre-failing. Pre-failing is the concept that you are not even going to fully give something a shot. And so you really pre-fail, or you fail ahead of time by not even, again, kind of putting yourself in the ring. I was thinking about a time when I was in high school and they were holding auditions for the Nutcracker, and they were seeking several parts. And so I showed up to audition, and someone that I knew came back to the dressing room and said, "Oh my goodness, I've looked at the competition and we shouldn't even be in this arena. We're not even cut out to be here." And so I left. I left the audition. I didn't even try out. And of course, later found out that they had cast many people just like me who were not on their way to becoming professional dancers, that were simply dancing for the love of it and were more amateur dancers. And I had to watch those same dancers enroll in a role that I could have gotten. And that was a hard lesson to learn. And yet there was many times after that that I continued to repeat the lesson. I knew that if you didn't even get in the ring, that you had no chance of winning or getting what you wanted, whatever your goal was. But I continued to do it. And so as I started my exploration of coaching and continued to read psychology books and development books and continue to understand the brain, what I know now is that that is simply the primal brain trying to keep us alive. And it thinks that just like there might have been a dinosaur after me or some kind of threat to my ancestors, it thinks that going on stage might mean death for me. So I'm sure you've heard there's a statistic that people are more scared to go up on stage in front of people than almost anything else in the world. And it's because of that primal fear that we sometimes mistake for intuition, particularly as women, and oftentimes think that that's a sign that we shouldn't go after something. But understanding that our fear is simply a leftover biological mechanism that most of the time we don't need is invaluable when you're standing at that tipping point and deciding whether you're going to take that step forward or not. I have been submitting a lot of pitches this year to publications around my coaching work and coaching concepts and the intellectual property that I've been developing over the past several years. And my brain always offers me that your content is really not special. It's really no better than anyone else's. And why would they print yours? And in reality, if I look at my clients' results, if I look at the feedback I get, if I look at what I know to be true, that this has been a game changer in my life, then I know that none of those things are true. But yet my brain keeps offering me that. And so I see so many of my clients pre-failing. They don't even give themselves the chance to try something and learn from it. I don't call anything failure. I call it all learning. But they don't even give themselves the chance because they don't even put their toe in the water. They don't sign up to be in the ring. And so I hope that you will consider taking a small step this year, this month, this week, to take a minute to understand what is happening in your brain and really look at, is the fear that my brain is offering me going to serve me in my long-term interest, passion, goals? Or is it simply a leftover mechanism that serves me when there's someone chasing me, but other than that, generally doesn't serve me? I have so many clients who are incredibly successful in their career, but it's not really what they want to be doing. It's not kind of their foundational, authentic passion. And they always say to me, how do I know if I'm going to be successful in this next venture? Because it's the same things that made you successful up until now. It's just a different path. And that path requires you to do the same things that you did to get to where you are right now, which is not pre-failing, not avoiding things that you don't know what the outcome is. Because when you do that, you're really failing in advance. We are so terrified of failure, and yet we really are failing in advance. We're pre-failing when we don't even put ourselves out there and take a small step and put our toe in the water and see what happens, and then decide what we're going to do next. Take that information, take that data that we received once we put our toe in the water, and use that to make the next decision, to take the next step, to decide what to research next, to decide what to learn about next, to decide what that step tells us might be the next step. Because that is the way that we get from the life that we're in to the life that we want. And I just want you to know that fear will always tell you not to even give it a shot. That's what your lower primal brain saved our ancestors from, all of the threats that used to exist for them. But generally speaking, those threats don't exist anymore. And the world that we live in today is sometimes chaotic and overwhelming, and it can incite all of that same primal fear. And so I just encourage you to, the next time it happens, take a look at it, examine it, almost think about taking it out of your brain and looking at it and deciding if that is fear that will serve you, if that's fear that will help you. And if it's not, take a small step, use the learning, and then decide what's next. I am here to help you in any way I can. If you'd like to take this work deeper, check out my website at kylamartinconsulting.com. There's some free resources there. And I am going to be wishing year 2021 to be the year of your dream career and life fulfilled. Just start to overcome some of that fear brain, and you can get there too. Take care.